Okay, hello everyone and welcome to AdvancePro University. Today we'll be discussing Excel order importing. This is a powerful technology that can be used to link AdvancePro with any other technology you might be using to take a customer or vendor order. Our focus is going to be on customer orders since that's much more common. So to begin with, you are going to need to get an Excel export from your other technology that's going to look a little something like this. It must have this information. There are many other fields that you can add to this, but these are the bare bones requirements. So you can actually check our knowledge base for a complete list. Our knowledge base has a whole area dedicated to Excel importing and a copy of a full Excel schema example that you can use to bring information in as orders into AdvancePro. So today I'd like to walk you through the details of this Excel sheet and the process of doing a manual order import. You might do this to test and export so that it can be set to import automatically in the future, or you might do this on a regular basis to bring in orders from other sources. Now, the first thing I want you to notice is that a single order can take up more than one line here in this Excel file. So, in fact, it will take up one line for each different SKU on the order, each line item. So if a field applies to the order as a whole, such as the customer name or the order number, it must get duplicated on each line item, on each row of this Excel file that applies to that order as a whole. So in this case, our order 4456 has two items on it, two lines, so it takes up two rows here in the Excel file. Now, you'll see the first required field here is company name, which in the case of a customer order import is going to be the company name of the customer. You can also include a customer account number if you like. Now, if this is a customer name that doesn't exactly match one that's in AdvancePro, when you perform this order import, it will create a new customer. So you can be adding customers constantly if you're working with an e-commerce platform, for example. Now, the next item that we're going to have as required is order number and also order date. So these are required. You must have them. And this way it can go and create and differentiate between one order and the next. So you could potentially bring in hundreds of orders in a single import this way. Now we're getting into these line item details. You're going to see the product SKU. You could also have product name in here. You're going to see the quantity and the selling price. So it does require that you specify the selling price. It's not going to use the default prices within AdvancePro. Then finally, we can also talk about payment methods. You can have shipping method here, payment terms, and you can have order notes as well. So order notes, here we've got one called sample note, but these are anything that might be specified by the customer for special handling. Okay, so these last three are not required, but certainly these first several fields are absolutely required in order to bring in any order from an Excel file into AdvancePro. Now, in order for this to make the import properly, make sure that all of this is on the first sheet of your Excel file and that sheet is called Sheet 1. And also make sure there are no spaces in the headers. If you're setting up an automated import, which we'll be dealing with next week, there are ways where you can show it without headers at all. But we're just going to leave it with no spaces in the headers. Now, in order to import this into AdvancePro itself, you are going to come into AdvancePro. You're going to go to Admin, the Admin panel, come to Utilities, Order Import, and Load Import Tools. And what you're going to do is you're going to create a schema or a preset that tells AdvancePro exactly what information to look for in this Excel file and where to put it once it has it. So here we've got company name, order number, order date, product SKU, and over here in AdvancePro what we can do is we can choose that we're going to say do a customer type order import. So it's going to give us our list of fields. We just check off the fields that we're going to be using in this import, and then we can move them up or down so that we get the exact same order present here as the order of the columns that appears in our Excel file. Okay, so once we get this filled out, and I'm actually going to move to one that I've pre-filled out here called test, we can get this whole list filled out. If we have a column that we're not going to be using, we can add a blank field. So AdvancePro is going to ignore what's in that column. And we can also choose to work with XLS or CSV technology as well as TXT. Most of the time you're going to be looking at XLS. Some technologies are still exporting in CSV, so that option's available. Then you're just going to save that. Now, once we've got that saved, what we can do to do a manual import is go over to Ready to Import. We're going to browse for our file. And we're going to choose our schema at this point. And we're going to go ahead and hit Import. And what we get is a little preview of what's going to be imported. So here we can see each of the customers. If we click on a customer, we can see the details of the order that is being brought in. This is the exact way the line items are going to appear on the order once it's imported. And if we had put in any address information, we can also see all the details of the address information that are going to be updated to this customer. So this is all going to happen. When we hit continue, these orders are going to come directly into AdvancePro, and they're actually going to come in as open orders in this case. So if I close this out now, I can go to view orders, and as open orders or as all orders here, I can go and track down those orders. And I'm just going to work with order date as the default date there. So that should give me my orders now if I go to all. Let me just take a look at my order date. I might have something wrong with our dates there. That's why I had put it in 2016. So let me just roll back to 2016 for that. And here's our orders 4455 and 4456. So there we are. I can go ahead and open up those orders. I can make any adjustments I need to and process them now as a regular order going out the door. Okay, so this concludes our lesson today.